Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Will Rogers Memorial Complex here in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Brian McNamee with EQN Sports. I have our final two champions of the NCHA's National Circuit Championship with me today. Joining me is our Open champion, Mr. Mike Wood, and our non-pro, George Bongiorno. Mike, George, glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You had a good day, both of you. You actually got to show before the non-pros. The non-pros, you had to just kind of hang out. They made you stew on it all day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had to wait a little bit.
So let's just go ahead and bail right in. Mike, you were riding Bugattii owned by Dawn Chapman.
That's correct.
We love Dawn.
Oh, Dawn, she's special.
She is one of the best. So Bugattii by Metallic Cat. Talk to me a little bit about Bugattii.
Well, we bought him last year with the intent to haul. And we hauled for a little while, excuse me, and then and he got a little sore. So we decided to give him a little time off and come back this year. But we did haul him enough to where he qualified here for the circuit finals. And then we started up again this year, and he's ready to go.
That's awesome. Dawn shows that horse quite a bit too, doesn't she?
She did show him at the beginning of last year, but she has not shown him this year.
That's unfortunate. I love watching Dawn show. She's always just so happy, it seems
Oh,
like.
yes.
So, George, you're riding Playto by Ray Duel. Tell me about Playto.
Playto, he's an 8-year-old gelding, and my buddy R.L. Chartier trained him, and I bought him for my son to show. He's not really wanting to show right now, so it was a good excuse to take him out here and be able to come out and work my 3-year-old and go show a little bit.
Perfect. Well, let's just go ahead and bail right into your runs right here. Mike, we're going to start with you. Kind of talk to me about just how Bugattii is in the herd and picking your cows.
I mean, this horse is so dynamic. I was really just trying to be up and clean and slow and not get too fast. If I get my motor revved, I mean, he can easily get revved. But super athletic, lots of stop, and a very fun horse to show. Sometimes difficult to show, but very fun to show.
That one, SMF Cutting Horses bred that one. Is that correct?
This is correct. We bought him from Steven.
Nice. So you talked about your herd help, kind of helping slow you down a little bit.
Well, you know, I do have a tendency to get a little revved up, and they're always trying to calm me down a little bit. And you would think that I wouldn't be so nervous after showing so many times, but hey, I guess that's what makes this sport so good, you know?
Absolutely. If it doesn't get your heart going.
Yeah. I had a couple of options up here, and I just wanted to be very clean. So the Black Baldy was up on top, and he was fine. So I went to him and got cut clean. This horse has a huge stop, lots of lay down on him, and he's just really cool, super athletic.
That horse is strong.
Both sides of the cow and very strong. You better be sitting down and watching the cow.
I mean, so riding in, you're set up good on two.
Yeah, you know, and they were telling me cows here in the herd, and I don't like to get in the herd too much on my third cow, meaning I don't want to mess up my third cut. So this cow volunteered, and I took it and said, let's go with it. It wasn't a cow that was high on our list, but it looked good, it looked healthy, it looked like the kind you want to cut, and it volunteered. So I said, I'll take that volunteer.
Well, and he's letting you maintain those first two that were just solid.
Right.
And just stacking up the points right there.
You just want to try to be clean, you know what I mean? You don't want to take yourself out of the cutting, that's for sure.
So but sometimes that's the hardest part is just trying to be clean on your last cow. It's just like just having to catch in the team roping or anything else, which
it makes you a little bit nervous, you know, and that's why I said that cow volunteered and I was ready for it.
Look at Mr. Famous over here. Oh man, well that was great work right there. You won that by 3 points. I think Monty was in second, or no, Kenny was. Kenny Platt won second. Monty won third. I guarantee you, Kenny's going to rub that in tonight later.
Yep. And then they're both my help, you know, and that's awesome. They're both trying to let me win. You know what I mean? And everybody wants everybody else to win. There's no doubt about it. Cows can take you out, but your team is there for you.
There's a lot of camaraderie in this sport, and I love every bit of that. So you had Monty and Kenny helping. Who else was it?
Les Bates and Todd Adolph.
Okay. Good grief. Todd's helped a lot of winners this week.
That's right.
Speaking of winners, the Cactus Circuit, part of that co-champion in the team deal, so that was pretty cool. That guy over there, he plays a big part in all that you do too.
Oh, I couldn't do it without him. He does what he does, so I'm able to do what I do. There's no doubt. And he's a big part of the camaraderie in the Cactus Circuit and organizing and creating a lot of fun for a lot of people that show.
And for those that don't know him, we're talking about Roper Curtis. Great guy, kind of the leader of the Wood Hood, it seems like. Definitely keeps everybody focused and just seems like a good positive vibe around all that you do.
That's right. Thank you.
And I do appreciate that. So, well, George,
Yes, sir.
let's watch you run, man.
Let's do it.
Throw that up for me, please, Josh. How far down in the set were you? You weren't that far down.
You know what? We were early, which is really good in this arena, and really like this bonnet baldy here. Tried to just get up and get clean, and once we got her out there, I was just trying to kind of stay ahead of her and not let her out of the trap if I could.
Man, you're looking good right there. Pretty centered up. Cow wants to travel a little, but not bad.
Yeah, and the horse, I just can't say enough about the horse. He's just really trained, and big heart, a lot of integrity.
Perfect. So this is your second cow. Oh, there's old Walt.
We're going to cut, there's Walt. We're going to cut this red ring here. And Gabe Reynolds really, really liked this cow. So we pushed her up there and got her cut. And she turned out to be pretty decent. Same deal, horse just kind of stays right there in front of her and keeps her gathered up. And he's easy to ride, easy to show, and doesn't take much work. He's just trained to death. We hardly work him at home. We just kind of keep him legged up and ready to go.
Just very solid.
Yeah, very much.
That's one thing that most of the champions that I've talked to up here, they just keep them legged up and give them a job other than this a lot of the time.
Right here, we just got a little black on the edge there that Gabe said was going back good. Paul Waslin, he liked her as well when we were settling, and so we just pushed her up there and tried to finish strong.
Well, and finish strong you did. Put up a 219. You had a lot of time right there on that third cow, it seems like.
Yeah, I wanted to try and get up there and show the judges I was in it to win it.
Had control. That's you're just getting plussed up all over. So, you're from Connecticut.
I'm from Connecticut.
How did you get into cutting?
You know what? My grandfather was into it. Had a couple sons at Dock Bar through the 80s. Had a place in Stephenville, Texas that they sold before I started cutting. It was the early 90s, the Double B Ranch. But I was kind of the only grandkid that liked to be around horses. And so when I was about 14 or so, he said, hey, you need to start cutting. And that's what we did. And I really got into it. I lived down here for several years. Worked for Clint Allen. Worked for Cletus Hulling, and I kind of got burnt out a little bit. My hips started bothering me, but I quit for a while, and 5 years ago I said, hey, I think I want to ride a few again. So I was able to get my non-pro card back, and here we are.
Back like you never left.
I don't know about that.
So, Mike, I know you kind of grew up rodeoing, roping. How'd you get started cutting?
Well, yes, I was team roping a lot, and I was good friends with a guy that owned a bunch of cattle. And I went over to check on cattle that Al Dunning had, and then I talked to Al, and he hired me, and I never looked back. I was at Al's place for 10 years before I went out on my own.
There's no telling how many guys have started at Al's.
That's right.
He's like everybody's grandpa. I don't know anybody that doesn't just love that guy.
Well, Al's a good mentor, good horseman, and a good businessman, and a good role model to follow.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of our champions, Mr. George Bongiorno, Mike Wood, our open and non-pro champions, I'm Brian McNamee. Keep it right here on EQN Sports, your source for horse sports. Drew and Amy, they're going to be covering the NRCHA Cinch Stallion Stakes as well. That's going to do it for us in Fort Worth, Texas at the NCHA's National Circuit Championships.